Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson with Miss Rafa. Today we're going to start with Unit 8, Urban and Rural Life. So open your book on page 64 and let's get started together. We're in Module 3, Lifestyles, Unit 8, Urban and Rural Life. Do you prefer the city or the country? Let's start with a discussion. Look at the two photographs and discuss these questions in pairs. Where would you prefer to live? In the city or the village? Why? Many of the people who used to live in this village now live in the city. Why do you think they moved? We can say to find employment and to live closer to public services, such as schools, hospitals, and shops. Why do people move from large cities to country areas? نقدر نقول to escape pollution and to live a more relaxed life away from the crowded and busy city. Now let's see some vocabulary. Empty, empty, empty. Phenomenon, phenomenon, phenomenon. Rural, rural, rural. Mediterranean climate, Mediterranean climate, Mediterranean climate. Depopulation, depopulation, depopulation. Overcrowding, overcrowding, overcrowding. Garrigues, garrigues, garrigues. Barcelona, Barcelona, Barcelona. Annual rainfall, annual rainfall, annual rainfall. Agricultural area, agricultural area, agricultural area. Almond, almond, almond. The L is silent. Vine, vine, vine. Valley, valley, valley. Wheat, wheat, wheat. bean, bean, bean. Sunflower, sunflower, sunflower. Particularly, particularly, particularly. Export, export, export. Inhabitants, inhabitants, inhabitants. Profitable, profitable, profitable. Unemployment, unemployment, unemployment. Trend, trend, trend. Deserted, deserted, deserted. Public services, public services, public services. Reversed, reversed, reversed. Now let's see question 2. Before you read the article on page 65, guess and match these words and phrases with their meanings. Deserted. Empty because people have left. Inhabitant. Someone who lives in a place. Overcrowding. Having too many people. Phenomenon. Something that happens or exists. Profitable. Making money. Public services. Transport, education, and health. Rural. Adjective to describe the countryside, not town. Now let's read the lesson. The end of village life. When large numbers of people move from their homes in country areas to find better paid jobs in towns and cities. The villages and farms they once lived in are often left empty. No one wants to buy homes there because they can't make money out of them. This phenomenon, which is called rural depopulation, can lead to overcrowding in cities, as well as to fewer people in country areas. One example of this phenomenon is the Garrigues area of Spain, about 1 hour's drive from Barcelona. The area has a Mediterranean climate, but because it's high and not close to the sea, winter temperatures are quite low. The area has an annual rainfall level of 482 mm, which falls in only 47 days of the year, during the autumn and spring. Historically, this was a successful agricultural area. On the high ground, the farmers grew almonds and vines, while in the river valleys, wheat, corn, beans, and sunflowers were the traditional crops. The area was particularly well known for its high-quality olive oil, which was grown mainly for export. The population of the area was at its highest about 150 years ago, when a typical village might have 500 inhabitants, whereas now some villages have as few as 100 permanent inhabitants. But as farming became less and less profitable and unemployment grew, the population began to move to the cities to find work. This trend started in 1860 and has continued to this day. Now some villages consist mainly of elderly people. The area is suffering from the effects of depopulation, such as poor public services and deserted farms. In some parts of Europe in recent years, however, the move from the country to the city has been reversed, as wealthy people move to the countryside to escape from the overcrowding, pollution, and the stress of city life. Some are moving permanently, but many are buying holiday or weekend homes, which are empty for much of the year. Now let's answer question 3. As you read the article on page 65, answer these questions. What two-word phrase is used for the movement of people out of country areas? Rural depopulation. Who now lives in remote villages and country areas? The article mentions two groups of people: elderly people and wealthy people. Question 4. Check your understanding. Read the article again and answer these questions. Define depopulation in your own words. Depopulation happens when people leave the countryside to look for work in cities. Their villages and farms are left empty, and no one wants to live in the country because there are few jobs there. How does this affect the country areas? They are depopulated, therefore, public services are poor and farms are deserted. How can it affect the towns and cities? They become overcrowded and polluted. List 4 characteristics of garrigues. Garrigues has a Mediterranean climate, is cold in winter, has low rainfall, was a successful agricultural area, crops are grown on higher ground and in river valleys. Its olive oil was well known. كل هدول الجمل بيعودوا على أول كلمة ذكرناها واللي هي الفاعل garrigues. Why did people start to move out of garrigues? To find work. Is depopulation common in Syria? Explain. هلأ رح نحكي عن بلدنا نحن. انتو برأيكن هل الهجرة أمر شائع بسوريا؟ Explain. This is up to you. Question 5. Think of possible answers to these questions. The article doesn't give definite answers. Why did the Spanish farmers grow different crops on the high ground and in the river valleys? Why do you think farming has become less profitable in recent years? Why are many of the inhabitants of the villages in Spain elderly people? Question 6. Discuss these questions with other students. How could city life be made less stressful for the people who live there? What would you miss most about city life if you moved to a country area? Or what would you miss most about country life if you moved to a large city? Now let's move on to vocabulary. We're going to study sounds, الأصوات. Question 1. Match the words on the left with things that make those sounds. Note, all these words can be used as nouns or verbs. رح نوصل هلأ الأشياء مع صوتها. Bang, click, drip, roll, scream, splash, tick, whistle. Bang, a door closing very noisily, a hammer hitting something hard. click, a light switch, a car seat belt being fastened, drip, a tap that hasn't been turned off, roll, traffic or plane engine, scream, a person who's in pain or very frightened, splash, something falling into water, tick, an old-fashioned clock, whistle, the wind in the trees or a bird. Now let's see idioms with and. Complete these sentences with idioms from this list. Pick and choose, nearest and dearest, odds and ends, far and wide, hustle and bustle. انتبهوا للتي, it's silent. Let's see. People come from far and wide to see the Umayyad Mosque in the center of Damascus. I love spending time with my nearest and dearest, so we often have family get-togethers. While I was on holiday, I bought lots of odds and ends to give as presents. There are lots of restaurants near here. You can pick and choose from about 50. Some people enjoy the hustle and bustle of shopping in street markets. Question 3. Word families. Complete these sentences with words derived from the words in brackets. Deir ez-Zor is an area of great. في عنا great صفة. Beauty اسم. بين الصفة والاسم ممكن تجي صفة تانية. الصفة من nature natural beauty. Careless drivers can seriously. دائما بعد كان لازم يجي الفعل بحالة المصدر، وإذا التقى عنا ظرف منحطه بين كان والفعل. إذا هون بالفراغ رح نحط فعل. الفعل من threaten the safety of pedestrians. In my city there is a wide. بين الصفة و of بيجي اسم. Very بتصير variety. There is a wide variety of entertainments to choose from. I'd like to live in a small village. عنا صفة وعنا اسم بالوسط بيجي صفة تانية. الصفة من peace peaceful. The storm damage is a lasting. بين الصفة و of بيجي اسم. الاسم من remind reminder. Reminder of the power of nature. I'll never forget the. دائما بعد the بيجي اسم. الاسم من excite excitement. I'll never forget the excitement I felt on my first day at school. Now let's move on to pronunciation. Intonation patterns 1.
Listen to a conversation between two friends. As you listen, decide if the speaker's voices fall or rise at the end of each line. Compare your ideas with those of another student.
Did you enjoy the concert?
Which concert?
The school concert.
I didn't go.
Did you enjoy the concert?
Which concert?
The school concert.
I didn't go.
بالسؤال الأول الانتونيشن بنهاية السؤال كانت rising. أما ببقية المحادثة كلها كانت falling. Question 6. Work with a partner. Role play this conversation. Did you enjoy the competition? Which competition? The swimming competition. I wasn't there. That's everything for today. Thanks for your time. See you next time, inshallah.